Hello, this video is a segment from assessment task 2 of the biology method. My name is Nessreen dennaoui, and throughout this video I will demonstrate to you how I will differentiate given the area of study that I had planned for this assessment. So the area of study I was allocated to plan was Unit 3, so they are Year 12 students. Outcome 1, titled Gene Structure and Regulation. This particular area of study is generally considered a little more difficult for students to learn in comparison to other areas of the biology curriculum. This area of study introduces many new words and concepts that are actually quite difficult to imagine or visually represent in students' minds. Hence, when reviewing the content, I knew I had to figure out a way in which will increase the chances of students retaining the knowledge and will also increase the chances of them correctly applying the knowledge when given questions regarding this area of study. So time is a limited factor for teachers to cover the entire Year 12 biology content, which in turn makes it difficult to differentiate the classroom. This is why I chose to follow through the flipped classroom model when trying to cover the learning objective. Students will be able to describe the lac operon as a simple prokaryotic model that illustrates the switching off and on of genes by proteins expressed by regulatory genes. So with the flipped classroom model, the teacher and student sort of reverse their roles. So students are required to learn particular content outside the classroom and then use the classroom time to tackle questions, problem-solving scenarios, and revise anything that they found difficult while engaging with the content at home with the teacher. So this strategy really caters for visual spatial learners and just visual learners in general, as the first sort of exposure they have with the content is through animations. So they get to sort of look at this content through the way in which they prefer to learn firsthand. And I believe this is a really powerful tool for visual learners, and it will really help them retain this information better than, for say, going through this content via a teacher-led presentation through PowerPoint. So this also caters for auditory learners, as they are hearing the content being delivered through a variety of different tones over the selected tutorial videos that I ask the students to watch as homework. Besides catering for different learning profiles, when students come back into class having learned the content as homework, I now have the opportunity to cater for different learning abilities. So overall, I will be spending one-on-one time with all the students. However, I will spend more time with students I find that are having difficulties with the worksheet that I provide them in that double lesson to complete questions regarding the content that they covered as homework. So during this one-on-one time, during this personalized learning, I will make sure that students that I know are having difficulties with the content, that I'll spend an extra 3 or 4 minutes or go through particular content in a different way to help them and to cater for their learning ability that might be a bit slower than the other students. As for the gifted students who complete the worksheet early during the double lesson, I will provide them with further difficult case study questions, giving them the opportunity to fully apply their knowledge and challenge their intelligence. So in reference to the other lessons, I can cater for weaker students by providing them with copies of the PowerPoint presentation slides so they can review this information at their own pace as homework. These students will also be offered lunchtime classes to go through certain areas they don't understand before SACs or exams. If I have many visual learners in class, again, I'll provide them with videos through YouTube or other sources that incorporate many animations to increase the chances of knowledge retention. This unit of study also caters for students who are more creative and like hands-on activities in order to understand information. This particular learning profile is catered for when students are engaging in their project presentations as a summative assessment at the last sort of lesson that they have. They get to present this to the rest of the class. So because it could either be a project sort of type of crafty presentation that demonstrates gene structure, or it could be a 3D model. It really sort of caters for students that like to have that dominant creative side in them, and they get to really use their hands and bring it all together, and this might help them retain, the really important factors and labels regarding a gene structure. So these are the ways in which I found that would be really appropriate to differentiate given the area of study that I was allocated to plan. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.